Welcome, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is a reading for you for the month of November 2020. Thank you for joining the Tarot Writer. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and comment below. Thank you for all your support, and I hope you enjoy this reading. Your quote of the month is by writer William Burroughs. And your quote is, "Your mind will answer most questions if you learn to relax and wait for the answer." So often we come to tarot to help us answer these questions, and often they come to us when we are most quiet and we listen to our intuition. So the tarot reader is really just here as a medium to help you come to those answers. It's not that we have the answers, you have the answers. We just kind of help you see it with pictures, illuminating the reflections of what you want to see or need to see. Oh, and here you are, Queen of Pentacles, starting out your reading. This is beautiful. So here you are, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, seated in your power. You have a lot of abundance, calmness, and fertility. As you're coming into November and December, the coming months, you're very focused on that pentacle right there. I think you're very clear exactly on what your needs are and how you're going to go about getting it, because you, as the Queen of Pentacles, you already know what you want. You are a mother, you're a nurturer, but you're also a businesswoman. So you kind of have all the bases covered. And all you need is to keep that focus and that drive in order to attain those things. Two of Swords. So maybe there's a choice here that you have to make. And maybe it even comes to the point where you have to sacrifice something. With the Two of Swords, there is an indication of a choice being made, going one way or the other, A or B, or one or two. I think you already have your mind made up on some alternative thing that you want, relationship, or whatever that might be. Going back to our quote, I feel like you're not going to get the answer by just thinking about it, like stressing over it. I think the answer is already in your lap. And like William Burroughs says, it's just a matter of waiting in silence and calmness for it to come. So if there's something, a decision that you have to make, I almost feel like your intuition will bring it up. You just have to kind of wait for it. Let's see what else we have here. And then we have the Seven of Cups. So these cards indicate that you have two options, option A or option B. Option A is the practical, well-grounded option that even comes to you as, it's just very natural. You don't have to overthink it, and it just kind of comes to you. You know that this is it. Like, this is like your little baby, the pentacle right in your lap. There's no overstressing it, overthinking of it, overanalyzing. It's just supernatural. But if the answer you're coming to almost seems confusing and almost like your head is up in the clouds, it's probably not the right answer. It's the answer that is tempting, that you want to believe, that maybe this person has your best interest. You want to believe that this is the best job. You want to believe all these things. But these cups here are just filled with temptation, and there's nothing really realistic about it. So you have two ways of looking at it, very practically and down to earth, and something that feels very natural. Or you can go the other route, which is just confusing. It's just going to confuse you for a little bit longer. I mean, eventually you will come back to this, because the answer always comes up, but it just kind of takes us a little longer to get there. So maybe you have to choose, well, it'll be different for everyone. But it's interesting how we always tend to fight what is so natural to us. We don't want to like believe or think that that's the truth. And maybe the truth hurts, right? Maybe what's natural and what we need to see is just the pain of seeing the reality. We want to believe that it's otherwise. We want to believe that these people have our back and that there's actual true love here, or like this is good for us. But really, when we see the truth, maybe what it means is that it's time to let something go. That's whatever happened has made these 3 cups fall over here. And it's about just seeing the reality of that. It's not scary. It's just taking off the blinders and seeing it for what it is. I think in your vicinity, you also have 2 other cups behind you, meaning that you have love already in your vicinity. You already have something that is a giving quality of care and love and compassion, that it's there because you have these 2 cups standing right here. But you have to be practical and see it for what it really is, because this is only going to get you more lost. It's going to delve you deeper into complexity instead of just seeing it for what it is and facing the challenge. The 5 of Cups is always a difficult card to accept. And that's exactly what that card is about. It's about acceptance of some kind of pain. We never ask to have the pain, but it comes in order to transition us into a different phase of our life. But that transition, the phase of moving on and shedding the past, it only can happen when we face the truth, right? These 2 have their backs to each other. You could only move on and shed the past and be more realized when you see things for what they are, when you accept it and you're thankful for the experience and you can forgive and then move on. The Death card is such a wonderful card because it brings with it newness, like resurrection of some deeper sense of you that's more aware. And I think that's who you are right here. You are this Queen of Pentacles right here. She's a thing of beauty, of truth, of practicality, and no nonsense, right? This is nonsense over here. So this might be a relationship, possibly. I mean, I know that's why a lot of people watch these videos, is because oftentimes we need to figure out like what's going on in a relationship. It's so confusing and we don't know what to do, but it's tempting. We keep going back and we want to pull this little, handkerchief aside and see what's under there, because we keep thinking it's going to give more and more. But once we look at it for what it really is, it's really just the 5 of Cups. And it's something we need to let go on in order to move forward and be our best self, our true self, to level up to who we are and what we expect in our life. That is your middle card, the Death card. So that indicates that this might be a struggle for you, a real struggle to face the music. Face the music at what is yours. Facing the music at what true love is. What true compatibility is. Absolute commitment. And the real joy of having a relationship. And it's absolutely possible, but if you're in your state of confusion and, I don't know, someone's kind of throwing up smoke and mirrors, it should be clear. Look at the difference in these two cards. You know, love should feel like this. It should be in harmony. In this card, it's all very smoky. This card is not so bad because sometimes it's just about daydreaming, but sometimes you really need to pull your head out of the clouds and see it for what it really is. Because if it's not clear and you don't feel like this relationship is has something to come to the table with, then don't waste your time. Once you transition from whatever phase this is, you have the possibility of finding what you really are looking for here. The Two of Cups just indicate a bond between two people who share in each other's lives and they're happy. It's love. But in order to get there, we have to transition. This could also mean right here, these three middle cards, that maybe your whole relationship is really undergoing a change, that you both have to get clear on each other's needs. You both have to be practical. So I'm not saying that maybe even a relationship is doomed or it wasn't right for you. Maybe it's just that it's undergoing some serious changes, that there is still love here, but you have to level up to your person and you have to be more practical. Maybe you're the one who's making things very confusing. You know, maybe your partner is saying, who are you? Like, what do you want? Or maybe you're saying that to your partner. Who are you? What do you want? What do you expect of me? You need to be very clear with your words and your behaviors. And the Death here is trying to transform you. It's trying to transform the relationship, either together or apart. You know, you choose. I think because of 2020 has brought in with it so many complications, a lot of relationships in so many capacities, family relationships, friend relationship, as well as romantic ones, are just undergoing a lot of change. And it's causing people to start asking questions about who they are in a relationship and what they expect from, you know, their other person or group of people. We got two cards here. So Queen of Cups and the 10 of Wands. You could be dealing with a Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancer, and maybe there is a burden here that needs to be dropped, right? Put this right here so you can see it here. There does seem to be a heavy weight on this relationship. I don't think you're seeing eye to eye with somebody. So here you are looking at your pentacle. Well, guess what? This Queen of Cups over here, she's got her cup. And you're both wanting maybe too much from the other person. You know, I think maybe both of you need to spill those cups over and let it go and do the best that you can for each other. Be the best who you can for each other. You know, in the beginning of relationships, we always do so much for each other. Like, we're always like, that person's always on your mind. You always want to make that person happy. You're like serving. And then all of a sudden it comes to a point where now it's like, you feel like this person isn't giving you enough attention. You're not getting this, or you're not receiving this from that person. So it's no longer about giving, it's about getting. At some point in relationships, it can be only a couple of weeks in, a couple of months, a couple of years, but all of a sudden the burden of a relationship starts building and building and building. So this person, whoever it is in your life, who this represents, they feel it too. You're not alone. You're not the only one who feels like this is like really exhausting. But it is at a 10, so I feel like this is when the Death card comes in and says, okay, well, let's do this. But you have to actually do the work. Let's see where this goes. See where this goes. The Hierophant. So it's about a commitment. And do you actually believe that you're meant to be together? Maybe the structure of the relationship is failing. Maybe it's crumbling. Maybe you no longer want to conform to the rules of this relationship. Maybe it's time to create um, a new kind of dynamic with somebody who fits the role that you need him or her to fit. I mean, maybe you have to look at your own belief system and realize that you have to change with the relationship, that you both pick up different roles, that especially after years of being with somebody, you're not the same people. And you have to kind of, reach out and bring the other one with you. And if the other one doesn't want to come, well, then you release that. But maybe the roles are changing. Traditionally, you used to be this way and that way, but now things have changed, and you're both feeling like this. Which way do we go? Do we take the fork in the road? Do we go together down the fork? It's very confusing. But sit in silence and do exactly what William Burroughs says. And when you sit, what was it? I have to pick up the quote again. He says, your mind will answer most questions if you learn to relax and wait for the answer. So maybe what you really need to do is wait and relax for the answer. And you'll know that, maybe you've grown apart. Or maybe you're growing closer together. You're stuck. You don't know. So it's time to just chill and wait for the answer to come to you. And what is our card? What else do we have? We have the Ace of Pentacles. So a fresh new beginning. I think it's possible with this person. If you can both stop looking at only your own needs and reach out to see the other person's needs and that they're trying really hard too, then it's possible that you can both have this shiny new coin. If that's what you both want. The Ace of Pentacles is, again, it's very practical. You both can't expect the world of each other. You can't expect so much. You have to understand that there's groundedness in this. You have to be willing to really listen to the other person. Share yourself with the other person and take yourself out of this just, I need. Or maybe you've given too much. So for yourself which one it is. And as your two outcome cards, we have the Hanged Man and the Knight of Wands. So there's going to be a period of wakefulness, waiting. And maybe even some sacrifice. Maybe that's what this is. Yeah, you're going to have to sacrifice. But I think at the end of that waiting period, there is this passion that you still want to give this a shot. You're going to have this illumination or this enlightenment at some point in your ruminating as to where you want to do, what you want to do, where you want to go with it. And I think maybe even you and your partner are going to want to, quote unquote, jump back on that horse. Because I think there's still passion here. There's still motivation behind it. This fire and this person have this horse and this person have some fire behind it. So, the relationship can be ignited again, but it has to undergo a transformation. And then here you are with the your advice / energy card. You have the Knight of Swords. So right now you want to hurry everything. Maybe you're both kind of going through disagreements. You're not happy. It's a stormy relationship or whatever situation you're dealing with. Maybe you're both in and out of each other's lives. Maybe it's like you're both like slamming doors in each other's faces, metaphorically or figuratively. See it as it fits. This is your energy now. but I think you're going to have to both go your separate ways. Close the door, meditate, really think about the other person, and think about yourself as well. But what is it that you want? And I think the answer will come to you, but only when you really see each other for who they are. And you get rid of all the confusion and the temptation and just this um, unrealistic attitudes, unrealistic behaviors, and kind of let go of all that because you have a good person with you. I do believe that. I just think you're both having some burdens now. You're both at a point in the relationship where you're like, where do we go? What are we going to take this fork together, or do we just go our separate ways? I mean, you see as it's fit. I wish you the best of luck. Please don't forget to give me the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much, folks. Have a good one.